Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Kern High Network, where there is an exciting air tonight out in Arvin. The game of the week, varsity football, Foothill at Arvin. We're underway. A big game, an important game, and a nice tackle at the 28-yard line. Arvin will have the football first. The Bears 3-0 in league play. Foothill High School 3-0 in league play. I'm Vance Palm, and to my right, our director-producer, Dr. Julian Wilson. To my left, the one and only head coach for many, many years in the Kern High School District, none other than Rich Cornford. Coach, what a night. Very festive. It's senior night. It's also potentially the league deciding title game tonight, depending on a few other things, but one of these teams is going to come out of here 4-0 in league, and that sets the table for a great night out here in God's country.
Yeah, with contrasting styles, too. So anxious to see how each team defends the other.
The Bears with a super combination in the backfield with their quarterback and one of their receivers. He's got more than one to throw to, but the quarterback is Andrew Rosales. Last week, the Kern High Network player of the game was receiver Xavier Brooks, but there are more weapons than just Xavier Brooks for Rosales to throw to.
But Xavier Brooks is special. He leads the entire central section in receiving yards with about 916.
Wow.
So a good chance he breaks 1,000. Everybody knows he's the primary threat, but nobody stopped him yet.
He's jersey 1. The quarterback, jersey 2, the southpaw lefty, stands in the shotgun, and it is 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground again. Inside handoff to Aaron Lopez. Didn't get much, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. We're at Arvin. It's senior night. We had In the Huddle today on campus. I'm an Arvin Bear, so there's a lot of Arvin buzz, but what about this nice football team with Coach Wadle?
Well, he's brought the double wing back to Foothill. It's his first year as head coach. He's got them in the heat of things. He's a Wasco native, and if you know anything about the double wing, Wasco brought the double wing to Kern County back in 1997 with Darren Owens as the head coach. I was an assistant on that staff and coached Chris Wadle's brother, Nick.
Ooh, that's a great cadence and a hard count there by Rosales, and he had more than one Trojan jump over, so that's going to make it from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 1. Boy, that really helps the offense right out of the gate, right?
Boy, it does. You love calling plays on 3rd and short. So critical mistake there by the Trojans, but they can atone for it here if they can do some gap control defense here.
The superstar receiver, the bottom of your screen, that's Xavier Brooks. They stay on the ground. It's a run play, and it's a nice run, and that is Eduardo Perez. That is Adrian Sarabia, and he's another one of their players. I'll tell you what, last week, Coach, we could have given player of the game to a lot of guys. We ultimately went with Xavier Brooks because he had such big plays, long catches. Rosales was 6 for 6. All 6 catches were Xavier Brooks, so player of the game. But Sarabia also had himself a whale of a game, as well as a couple of other players.
Well, I love watching Riley's offense here the last 3 years at Arvin. It's balanced. He sets plays up. He always seems to have a big play threat out there at receiver. He's a coach with a firm understanding of what he wants to do, and it does a really good job of reading defenses and taking what they give him.
A uniform violation. The side official over by Foothill made the call against Xavier Brooks. Either the shirt's not pulled down or the knee pads are not pulled down enough. They send him over to talk to head coach Robert Riley. 1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. And one of the players I was going to talk about, it didn't get out of my mouth yet, is that young man, Xavier Reynoso. I was just about to say one of the other Xaviers, Reynoso, who had a whale of a game at Golden Valley last Friday night, has already started off playing so well. A big run for Xavier Reynoso.
Well, we're going to see him star in this game on both sides of the ball. He comes in with 306 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, defensively 6 sacks. To lead the team, so kid can play anywhere you put him.
1st and 10, ball on the Foothill 22-yard line. If the Bears can do this much damage on the ground, it's going to be a long night because they finally do go to the air, and it is that man, Xavier Brooks, and almost breaks it. He gets taken down at the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 11. Sorry, first and 10 from the 11. They can still pick up a first down inside the 2-yard line. We're just underway, everybody. Hope you're settled in to watch some great high school football tonight.
That was a great job by Brooks with rolling with that football. Instead of trying to fight against his body to catch it, he just let him roll with it and then was able to pick up a few more yards downfield. Pretty good for a kid that really this is just his second year playing football.
And I want you to tell that story soon about the discovery of that young man. First and 10, and it is a strong, strong run up to the 5-yard line. And again, that's Adrian Sarabia.
He is the downhill runner for this offense. So talking with Coach Riley, last year he's watching the JV play, and he sees a kid in the end zone who's not part of the game doing backflips and bouncing all over the place,
like
looking extremely athletic. And he was like, why are you not out for football? And he said, I'm a basketball player. Well, you're a football player now.
We're in Arvin. You're a 3-sport athlete. They give it to Sarabia. Oh, what a great play. And a really important tackle by Isaiah Hernandez there. Hernandez just busts through and makes a big tackle, big hit, kind of stopped the flow for a minute.
Yeah, and that puts him into a 3rd and medium instead of another 3rd and short. So excellent job coming off the edge there and making a good tackle.
3rd and 4.
So the contrasting styles here. We're going to see Arvin be very balanced with the run and the pass. And we're going to see Foothill just come right at you with the run, the run, the run, and the run.
3rd and 4. Rosales in the shotgun. Takes the snap. And it looks like a touchdown. And it's going to be. And it's Xavier Reynoso. We talked about him earlier. He is quite the threat. You know, Coach, last week against Golden Valley, Reynoso on the first or second play of the night took off on a really long run. And he took a huge hit. One of the Golden Valley Bulldogs wrapped him up and then just body slammed him onto the grass. And Reynoso was down for a minute or so. I think got his wind knocked out of him, whatever. And we were quite taken back, like, oh no, first play of the game. Maybe a series later, he was right back to crushing dudes. And there's a nice looking PAT right there. It's up and it's good. So the Bears strike first, 7-0. We're at Arvin High School on Vance Palm with Rich Cornford. And the Kern High Network, very, very pleased to have this game as our game of the week. Title implications for the league here, Coach.
Right. The winner of this game is in the driver's seat. Now, you got 2 schools out there, Golden Valley and Miramonte, who are hoping one side or the other wins, and then they could potentially tie for the league title. The league is very balanced this year. But right now, you know, Arvin knocked off Golden Valley, which is big because Golden Valley's been the king of this league the last few years under James Kane. So Riley knocking off the Bulldogs there is a pretty nice feather in his cap.
Now let's see how Foothill responds. You know, we had East at Foothill very early in the year. And it was Rick Van Horn and I, and Foothill, their first 2 series, the first play of each series, they fumbled the ball. East recovered, didn't do much with it, didn't capitalize that much. So Foothill's hung around. Then they come out of halftime, and Foothill looked like the USC Trojans. They had that offense that you were talking about just clicking on all cylinders. So they came out, and they were really ready to go. Look at this right here. Boy, this is a nice run right here. How about it, everybody? Is this going to be the kickoff return to get him right back into it? It is Carlos Ruano. And how about it? They didn't even have to take a snap, Coach. Ruano with a big kickoff touchdown return. Wow.
Well, Ruano playing safety there, made a good tackle earlier and did a great job of attacking with that return that was kind of out of system because of the way it was kicked, and shows that he's one of the faster guys on the field.
He had a great block at about the 40-yard line, and then there was a freeway for him. He went through the freeway and then kicked it in the next gear. We haven't even seen a play from the line of scrimmage yet, and if this PAT goes through, we're tied up just like that. Wow.
It's a great special teams play. Great job getting a hat on a hat there by the Trojans.
Well, if you're Coach Riley and the Arvin staff, you're thinking, come on now, we did all flag on the play. And it's going to be, I believe it's going to be against the Bears.
I'm anxious to see, if it's on the Bears at 1.5 yards, a lot of times these double wing teams are going to go for 2 here.
And so, Coach, the first play we see from the line of scrimmage is going to be for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, yep. They're putting in their offense, so we'll get to see this double wing, which the whole point, they want 3 yards, so they figure 1.5 yards is no big deal for them.
I'll tell you what, our good friend Rick Van Horn really educated me on that double wing all night long. He kept just talking about what they look for, what they need, what they're trying to get, and so it's set up for an interesting narrative here in this first. Oh, he's hit hard. Does he get in? I don't know.
Yes.
He does. The hands go up. Big hit at the line, the goal line, but he gets in. So how about it, everybody? Foothill up 8-7. The first play from the line of scrimmage is a 2-point conversion, and they get in. What a start.
Yeah, and that double wing, Foothill ran what we would call an unbalanced set there. They had 4 linemen to the left, including a tight end, and just 2 to the right. And they ran the staple of the double wing, which is the power. Fullback's going to kick out.
And so, Coach, here's that kickoff return right here, buddy.
Yeah, and you see that good block right there that set him free, and then nobody's going to catch him. All right, Coach Wadle sent me a list of their fastest guys, and he was right up there on it. So heck of a return there.
Sorry, back to your point about the 2-point conversion.
So the bread and butter of the double wing offense is the power. The fullback kicks out, the guard, the tackle, and the quarterback all lead through the hole. So the key for Arvin is going to be stuff that hole in the beginning so the first guy can't get through, because if the first guy gets through, you're in trouble.
So we've seen it all so far. It's 8-7. Foothill will kick off. Let's see what the Bears can do. Taking it at the 18-yard line. Now runs into his own guy, and he's wrapped up at about the 25-yard line, and that is Freddie Corona. Freddie Corona with a nice reception there. So, boy, Arvin goes down and puts an orthodox long drive together. Well, kind of long, but pretty long, and put it together and punch one in. And so Coach Riley and his staff are thinking, all right, we're off to a good start. Kickoff to Foothill. Boom! All the way down, runs it in. Offsides encroachment on the 1-point PAT. Coach Wadle brings the team in for the first play from the line of scrimmage, jams it in for a 2-point conversion, 8-7 Foothill. Oh, what a nice looking play that is. How about the footwork of Arvin Gonzalez? Look at this. How about the long plays tonight, Coach? No flags anywhere. Wow.
Well, and you see why I like this Riley offense so much, how everything just sets the other thing up. He comes up and opens this with a counter play. And then, we talk about Xavier Brooks and what a great athlete he was, but he just did something that just shows what a great teammate he is. Blocking downfield there, getting the key block at the end, just shows you what the kid's made of. All right, so Arvin.
Yep, Arvin Gonzalez.
Arvin Gonzalez with a long touchdown run. We've had multiple huge plays here, and the game is still halfway through the first
In
quarter.
the huddle today, I had to apologize to him because I called him Arvin Gonzalez 400 times over the last 3 games, and so we made the apology, but it's Arvin Gonzalez gone. 14-8. There's your score after.
We could be breaking records tonight.
Oh, my gosh. How about this for a start? So Gonzalez with the long run. Ruano with the kickoff return for a touchdown.
So what will Arvin do with this kickoff? They're going to squib kick it, or?
I don't know. You got me, Coach.
Trojans are not necessarily respecting the deep leg here with their deepest guys just at the 15, so definitely expecting a pooch or a squib.
Well, and Arvin's had their fair share of kicker stories this year. I'll lay that one out for everybody as well. So here's the kickoff. Not bad. bounces. A good bounce. Now it's down the right side and wrapped up, we think, at the 30-yard line, and that was Andrew Trevino. So now we'll see this double wing offense that needs 71 yards instead of 3 yards for a PAT.
So last week against Del Oro, at the start of the third quarter, Foothill had the ball. They took the entire quarter, 23-play drive, all right, and then scored. And really, that was kind of the foreshadowing that they were going to take care of that game. But that's what they do. They don't throw the ball hardly ever, and some double wing teams will throw it deep. Foothill hasn't done that a whole lot yet.
First play from the line of scrimmage, and they chew up 5 yards, Coach.
That's a great positive play for the Trojans to get 5 yards. Again, they're happy with 3 because they'll go 3, 3, 3, and then go for it on fourth down.
So if you're just getting with us, a touchdown by Xavier Reynoso, then a touchdown by Carlos Ruano, then a touchdown by Abron Gonzalez. And mix in a 2-point PAT in there, and it's 14-8 Arvin. Foothill has the ball on the 35-yard line, trying to get to midfield.
Fullback trap there, trying to go right up the middle. Though one of the top Arvin Bears, Noah Tolentino, is in there. He is the record holder in the discus at Arvin High School.
And, Coach, the strongest player on the team.
Yes, he is, which makes a lot of sense there. At 5'10", 250, he a member of the JROTC program, which is a phenomenal program here, and he'll be in charge of clogging up that middle.
3rd and 3. Oh, what a job by the Arvin Bears. And right on cue, my man, Noah Tolentino, right on cue. Jersey 60 goes in there and makes a big, big hit. And here's an interesting call here for Coach Wadle. 4th and 3. We did a survey today on the air, live in the huddle, who the strongest player on the Arvin Bears team was, and unanimous, straight across the board. It was definitely Noah Tolentino. And so here's a big call here early in tonight's contest. 4th and 3. Will they go hard count? They do. And oh my gosh, we were singing his praises, and he wanted a piece of it so bad. The aforementioned Noah Tolentino was the big guy that jumped.
Yeah, and we're talking about how strong he is. He is a member of the 1,000-pound club, which is not an easy club to get into.
Explain
as a high school kid. So it's 3 lifts. It's your bench, squat, and clean, which means you need to bench about 450, squat about 450, and then the other 550 comes from your bench and clean. So you're in the 250 to 300-pound range in each of those.
Good-looking play here. Arvin trying to stay with it, but that's a nice 9-yard gain right there on a first down that was handed to him with an encroachment on the Bears, and he does squat 5, so Tolentino squats 5, so the other 5 he makes up between the other 2 reps. So, wow. When we did our who's the fastest player on the team, the fastest player, and they both said number 1, Xavier Brooks.
No surprise there. He'll be the fastest player on most teams. All right, so we see the misdirection there by Foothill where they fake the power, come back with the counter. They're in a great position here. It's 2nd and 1. No hurry to snap the ball.
They want to go to the air. He's wide open. Oh, he couldn't get it to him. He had a man wide open in Luis Correa, but no time at all. The Bears bust through the line. Yeah. And Xavier Reynoso with the big sack.
So that's sack number 7 on the year for him. We said that you'd see him on both sides of the ball there, and he makes a huge play. And it's a good thing he did because there was a receiver running free 5 yards behind everybody. Now Foothill is out of system here. This is where they don't want to be. They're not a drop back pass team. So I would expect power or a counter on this particular play.
Not bad. Good looking play there. And by the way, the quarterback for the Trojans is Ismael Ramirez.
He's just a sophomore, so good thing for Coach Wadle to have him for the next few years.
Back to that game that we called earlier in the season, Van Horn and I, East at Foothill, talked about how Foothill came out of the halftime, and they just were rolling. I mean, they were just rolling down the field. They ended up with a late game lead. East somehow pulled that out and made it a big win for Coach Carrasco, but we saw some glimpses of that Trojan offense really shine. And here's the first punt of the evening, and movement on the Trojans, I believe, so they're going to move it back 5 yards. I don't think it was against the Bears.
Offense. 5-yard penalty remains.
Yeah, so you see, one of the things with this offense is you can't have negative plays. You can't have penalties.
You're right.
You can't have lost yardage plays. And when they're trying for that home run shot with the pass, their protection broke down. Good rush off the edge here by Arvin. But, again, put him in a long yardage situation.
We're in Frank Barley Stadium. A wobbler. Stays in. And it finally goes out. Nice punt. 21-yard line. We'll take a short break. We'll be back here on the Kern High Network. It is 14-8. Arvin up at Arvin. First and 10 from the Bears. Rosales drops back, flings one down the far side. He has a man. Oh, and it's almost caught by the superstar Brooks. He laid out, and that was almost caught, but just gives you a sample size of that length and the distance that Rosales can spin it.
Yeah, and if you can get him one-on-one out there, the safety came over, but he was able to get behind him that time. A perfect throw would have done it, but like you said, it was about 6 inches too far.
Little wobble at the end, maybe the wind. A little breezy here tonight, not much. Second and 10. This is Reynoso, and Reynoso cannot get free, and he gets collected in there by the big fella, Anthony Perez. Perez does a nice job, put his claws on him and didn't let him get out.
So now on 3rd and 10, I'm thinking I'm going to find a way to double cover Xavier Brooks here. When you look at the 1,200-plus yards Arvin has passing, and you know that one guy's got 900 of those, you want to make sure that you do everything you can to prevent him from getting it. Now, that's easier said than done, but as a coach, I'd definitely slide that safety even further over, and it might open something else up. But
it's all about the math, right, Coach?
Yeah.
So 3rd and 10. Looks, throws out, and has the other option, and they get him. Oh, what a nice play out in the open field. It was Reynoso with the catch. But, boy, that's a really, really good play there by who else? Carlos Ruano. So the touchdown scoring superstar off the kickoff goes in and makes a wide open field ankle grab, and he gets him.
I would say, though, that's a really good job by Rosales, who's showing a lot of poise, had pressure in his face, able to dump it to the fullback over there, and it looks like the Arvin Bears are going to go for it, 4th and 2 in their own territory.
Rosales a junior, Brooks a junior, a lot of juniors on this Arvin squad, and there's also some underclassmen for Foothill as well. So right now, your Coach Wadle and his staff, you're telling these big linemen up front, don't jump, let's make them earn it. 4th and 2.
And they jumped. Yeah, those kind of mental mistakes just can't happen.
And Rosales is obviously he's got a great count. He's got a great call. Because Donovan Garcia, attacked. I mean, it's one of those calls that, got you good, like, hut! I mean, it wasn't.
Yep. Voice inflection.
He got him good, Coach. You're right. Back to 1st and 10. Bobble. They get it out to Brooks, and he slips. So a bobble and a slip, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. It'll be second and about 8. What a nice start. Great to have everybody here. This is the Kern High School District's live coverage of varsity football tonight at Arvin. It's 14-8, and if the next 3 quarters are anything like the first quarter, boy, we're in for a barn burner out here in God's country. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later.
All right, we're back with the second quarter. Coach Cornford and I, he's way older than I am, so we were talking Yankees, Chambliss, Jackson, Guidry, then the Garvey, Lopes, Say, Russell. Wow,
You can
good
go
stuff.
on and on.
Good stuff. Here we go. Second quarter. Rosales to his strong side, fires out here, and oh, what a beautiful
Wow.
pass and a great route. And boy, that all looked good from start to finish, and it's a first down.
Boy, we call that a 5 route there, where you fake the fade and then you hard cut. Timing on that was perfect.
Wow, that was really, really nice. It may be negated. Here is Mr. Yaksich with the call. Oof, it's going to be against the Bears, and Coach Riley can't believe it.
So this is a young Arvin squad. It's a young Foothill squad, too. Both of these schools are going to have a lot of talent coming back next year. But you don't want to wait for next year. You want things right now. And again, with the league title on the line here tonight, every play is going to matter. Every block, every tackle.
Well, you weren't joking about this ROTC program here. There's probably 60 of them running laps around the football field. This is great to see. Love it. Second and 14 is what they're saying, what they're showing. Just underway here in the second quarter. Vance Palm alongside Rich Cornford. And again, they're going to do it again. This time he's going to let it fly. Brooks goes up for it and broken up. Really nice play. Boy, that's a good-looking play out there by William Martin. No question about that. Young Martin is quite the talented Foothill Trojan. What a great play.
Yeah, and he is Foothill's fastest player. Runs a 4.6 40. So, you know, that's a good matchup over here all night, I think. Looking at William Martin and Xavier Brooks going at each other. And so far, Martin's held his own.
Saw his dad last game that we called at Foothill. Said hello to him and hit his keen eye on number 9. That was a really nice play there. So can you imagine all night long, William Martin and Xavier Brooks. Now Brooks is up at the top of your screen, way out on the right side of the offensive line of scrimmage. 3rd and 14. Rosales wants to throw again, fires across the middle, and it's a big first down. And Brooks just kind of hung out, took a beeline after that muddy hole on the 40-yard line, cut across. It's at the 50. There's a big mud patch right at the 50-yard line on the other side of the field. He went there, cut, wide open.
Really good job of understanding the different windows in the defense and settling in there, and the quarterback found him over there. And that's one of the tough things about playing zone against a receiver like that, is he can find openings in it and settle down.
Big first down inside Trojan territory. Now they're on the road. They're on the run here with Adrian Sarabia. And another one of the questions I asked the players today in the huddle. It's a cheap way to do free scouting when we're doing a show online, and I'm asking these players, I'm like, so You told me who the strongest is. You told me who the fastest. Now, who's the hardest hitter? And they both went, oh, my gosh, Sarabia. So, grinds it out on the run game, but he is a load, and he can wallop some guys when he's carrying the rock, let alone. And there's another nice pitch out there to.
Yeah, just a little hitch route there for the first down. Brooks with another catch. Good tackle by William Martin.
But they moved the chains.
Yeah, and they've been moving the chains all night. Again, you see the balance between the run and the pass by the Arvin Bears makes it very difficult to defend them. Because you'd like to say, hey, we'd like to double team Brooks all night long, but that takes away people from the run game.
Reynoso takes the handoff. The Trojans are there. They catch him at the line of scrimmage. Not much going.
Yeah, very good pursuit by the Trojans, and good job stopping the ball in the hole.
Boy, if I blurred my eyes a little bit and went back 40-plus years, watching that Andrew Rosales toss, that lefty, looks like Mike Duncan back there. Looks like the old gunslinger Duncan in that southpaw arm of his. You had Jeff Showers in the backfield, Danny Tarver, Willie Reneville on the line. That was
some of the legends of Arvin High School football.
Keith Greider was a sophomore. That was pretty fun. 79-80. 2nd and 10. Rosales wants to throw. Fires when it's deflected. It's knocked down. And Marcos Carvajal Jr. able to knock that down. So that brings up 3rd and 10. The ball's at the Foothill 34-yard line. The score is 14-8. Both teams broke out like gangbusters to start the game. If you're just getting with us, Xavier Reynoso scored. And then the ensuing kickoff, Carlos Verano for the Trojans ran it back. And then the Trojans give up a touchdown quickly to Gonzalez. Rosales fires one out here to Brooks. Brooks looking for some blocking, might not need it. Brooks breaks one, breaks two, touchdown Arvin Bears, Xavier Brooks.
No, there is a penalty.
Flag on the play, and Coach Riley not happy. And I'm not sure if he's displaying that vociferousness at a player or the officials.
Got a hold out there. I didn't see the hold. They had good bodies on people, allowing Brooks to cut off of them. That's going to be 3rd down again, and probably about 9 or 10. That's the 3rd or 4th time they've run that quick hitter to him. And
so I saw the white hat, Mr. Yaksich, in explaining it to Coach Riley, held up 5 fingers as if it was number 5, jersey 5. That would have been Reynoso, but I don't have that as fact. 3rd and 6 now. Rosales with a pump fake and overthrows Brooks, so that'll bring up 4th and 6.
That was very good protection by the offensive line of the Arvin Bears. Another of their key lineman, Matthew Muhammad, number 53, 5'8", 200-pounder, bench presses 315 pounds. Pretty impressive there, doing a good job of protecting the quarterback, giving him time. But Foothill with good job on the coverage.
Number 3, Carlos Ruano, and number
Wondered if we're going to see the leg of Christopher Parra. Not yet. 4th and 6, under 9 minutes to go here in the half. There's an important opportunity here for the Trojans. Rosales goes to his right, throws, fires, lays it out there. Broken up in the last moment by the Trojans. A couple of hard hits. It was intended out there for Reynoso, but he had 3 Trojans on him, and Foothill will get the football.
Great job by the Trojan secondary converging on that play and knocking it down. So now with 8:52, Foothill would like nothing better than to control the clock. And in the final minute or so, be in a position to score. But again, the key for them is consistency. 3 yards a pop.
Okay, 1st and 10, Foothill. Well, it started off looking good for Derek Sanchez, but the quick closeout by the Bears, and who else but Xavier Reynoso, he was one of them.
Well, yeah, you see the team speed on that Arvin defense able to take that sweep away. And one of the things about the sweep is it's not as consistent as that power play. That power play is going to plug it in there, and the sweep you can get big yardage, but you can also get holding calls or tackles for losses, and that's what happened there. Great play by the
2nd and 13.
Bears.
They're packed in awfully tight, Coach.
Foot to foot.
And movement, that's going to be on the Trojans. We saw it, and they're going to move it back. Beautiful night here in Arvin. Crisp October night. The memories flowing, running through my head. I look over and I see at the time, the Congregational Church. Brad Showers would stand on one side, I would stand on the other, and we would either throw baseballs, tennis balls, footballs from one side to the other for hours and hours and hours. And the trick was you had to throw it back as quick as possible, or the other guy would know you dropped it or didn't come up with it. And I stand here and I look at that, I look back and I see the world-class basketball gym that had 400 hoops in it. All right, 2nd and 18 now. The Trojans, a little bit of trouble, and starts off well, but the Bears closing in awfully quickly on it. And good play there by Arvin Gonzalez.
Well, Vic Garcia coordinates this Arvin Bear defense and does a really good job, and you see that they were ready for that play here. And again, now we got Foothill in a position they don't want to be in. We saw, they were in an empty spread set there, but that's not their ball game. They've thrown for maybe 100. I don't think they've thrown for 100 yards yet total on the season. So 3rd and 17 is not a position they enjoy. That being said, you're getting man coverage throughout, and if you can get one guy to beat it, you got a chance for a big play.
The Bears give him some time, and he just overthrows, but the flag is out. And I'll tell you what, it was never going to be caught, but it was such a flagrant foul that they had to call it. And William Martin was tied up, tangled up, and thrown down. And even though the ball was well over his head, you got to make that call.
Yeah, because in high school football, it doesn't matter if the ball is catchable or not. So that's a first down for the Foothill Trojans, and they're let off the hook here.
Holding defense.
And again, when you're going man coverage over there, hey, try and get your fastest guy the ball. What we would do is, hey, you know that he's going to run a post. Everybody else run a route that takes the rest of the defense away from that post. So you get that one-on-one.
So they're going to walk it off, and that makes it a little more manageable. 3rd and 8 now for Ismael Ramirez and this Trojan offense. He takes a look. Go ahead.
Still in the shotgun here.
Takes a quick look. In motion for a second was Luis Correa, and I'm not sure they know exactly what play they're going to run here. And Coach Wadle really switching things up, and they're going to start the countdown quickly. It's going to have to happen, and there you go. Fires one. It got picked off, and it goes off of the hands of Cash McAfee and into the arms of who else? Sarabia. So it was the right man, the right place, the right time, the right situation. And now, boy, it took a long time to get that play going and get it called and get the ball snapped. And it just didn't look good from start to finish. And obviously now the Bears in prime position here to pounce.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what Riley calls here. A lot of times teams will go for that explosive play after a turnover. But Arvin's had explosive plays several times here already on offense.
So Rosales in a deep shotgun. He's about 7 yards behind. They give it to Sarabia. He lowers the head, but a nice job there by the Trojans. They hung in there. That's a nice hit by Isaiah Hernandez. Only a yard, they say. Thought he got more than that, but maybe 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Under 7 to go here in the half. Arvin up 14-8. Very important game for both teams. Undefeated in league play. And as Coach Cornford talked about, a ramification game with regards to next week as well. Next week, a lot of telling stories will get played out. 2nd and 8. This time, it's Lopez. Lopez, the very speedy running back receiver, gets out and awfully close to the first down. We'll see.
Really impressed with quarterback Andrew Rosales and just his command of this offense. And I know Coach Riley is anxious for him to continue to grow in it. And I think he's growing week by week. But the way he carries out his fakes and everything makes it very deceptive.
Coach, his pace also, the pace that he runs the offense. When they need him to hurry, they hurry. When they need him to slow down, we saw it last week at Golden Valley. Golden Valley was very slow, very deliberate, really slowed it down. So Arvin did. They just played their own kind of pace as well. Oh, big, big run here. And for a moment, it looked like Foothill might hold him and force a 4th down. But
that was a heck of a run by Arvin Gonzalez.
Yeah. Ubran.
Gets the ball down to the 11-yard line.
I said Abram lost. This is my 4th Arvin game this year. It's just kind of worked out that way, how the schedule worked. And so I've been calling him Abram the entire season. He accepted my apology. 1st and 10 from the 11. Rosales. This time it's going to be Lopez. Lopez looking, scouting, surveying. Trojans did a nice job and shut it down. And a flag comes in right in front of where the hit was made. And I can only think that's going to be on the Trojans.
That was fantastic pursuit by the Trojan defense there.
Personal foul, face mask on Foothill.
15-yard penalty.
Boy, that's a backbreaker.
Yep.
Remains first down.
So a little salt on the wound there for the Trojans as they're trying to just kind of plug the holes here of a dam that continues to look like it's going to break at any moment with this Arvin offense. 5.5 left here in the half. 1st and goal now. Rosales hands it to Sarabia. Sarabia bowls his way in. Touchdown, Arvin Bears. And Adrian Sarabia, if he's your hardest hitter and he's taking off with a football right at you, that's going to be tough, dude.
Very tough. And the offensive line did a great job of opening up that hole, and it looked like Christian Okoye running through there, man. Don't want to step in front of that truck.
And he comes off to a nice fist bump from Xavier Brooks and his head coach, and that is one tough dude right there. And last week against Golden Valley, he played a huge role in that win. It's up and it's through, and it's 21-8. You know, Coach Cornford, whenever I don't get to call a lot of games out here at Arvin, maybe once every 2 or 3 years, but when I'm out here, I have some sources that remind me of some great things. 40 years ago, speaking of Brad Showers, the great Brad Showers, who I grew up with, played wiffle ball when we were little guys, man, for hours. And then older brothers, Jeff and Greg, would say, hey, let's go, let's get out of here. 40 years ago, 1984, Week 10, Billy Satterfield Jr. broke J.K. McKay's career receiving record, VHS driller, of 223 receptions versus this Foothill team right here. The Bears were down 7 with 30 seconds left. Billy scored in. Billy Satterfield went in for the score. We went for the 2-point conversion. Satterfield double covered, of course. So they threw to Bradley Showers out of the backfield to win by 1. And my source says, seems like yesterday.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
And that's the nice thing about this community is you grow up, play football with your best friends for life, you know? These kids have been playing together since they were 8 years old.
Yeah, of course. Boy, big contact there at the 45-yard line. That's a really nice return. And again, it's the tough Carlos Ruano. And boy, he was met head on. Not literally, no penalty, but big contact right at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. And I'll tell you what, that's what Foothill needs, some good field position to start this thing off. They're down 21-8.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get on schedule here with this first down play is critical. They've got to pick up, and they're going to stay in the shotgun.
Ramirez. Double handoff, ball's fumbled. Oh, on the ground, and it looks like the Trojans, oh, man. Johnny on the spot. Raimundo Arellano was right there, and, I mean, he happened to be standing there, and the ball dropped here, so he just fell on it. Oh, my goodness. Could have been back-to-back turnovers.
And Arvin Gonzalez just came limping off the field here. That's going to be a big loss for a Arvin team that already has several players out with injuries.
2nd and 15.
So really surprised that Foothill has abandoned the double wing right now.
Yeah, it didn't look that bad. I thought it was effective. Throw out to the near side here, and it's coming up short. So it looks like, as you say, they're going away from their bread and butter, and they're putting the ball in the air, and just like that, it's 3rd and 15.
And you see the immediate change by Vic Garcia with his defense. Now they're playing a loose zone here, tempting Foothill to try to throw the ball downfield versus that zone.
21-8, Bears look in control, but it's early.
All right, at the bottom of the screen here, you do have a one-on-one.
Ramirez never looks left. He's looking right the whole time, and if it's caught, it's a great acrobat catch. Does he do it? I haven't seen any signals yet from any official over there.
I think she called him out of bounds.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to remain 4th and 15. Well, great catch. Great catch. Just ran out of real estate, so Foothill will punt. So with 4:18 remaining, Arvin's getting an opportunity here. Put some more points up on the scoreboard before halftime.
Yeah, and Foothill did the exact opposite of what they normally like to do as far as grind clock. They only took about 45 seconds or so off the clock that possession.
Okay, Foothill has all 11 on the field now. Nice snap. Oh, it's a good punt. A really good punt. Look at this, Coach. Wow. It's inside the 20, so a really good punt there by the big fella. When I say the big fella, it's Raudel De La Rosa. And got the body of an offensive lineman, and he booted it. It got a nice tight spiral, and then it kicked towards Orchard Street.
Well, I think it says something when your punter bench presses 260 pounds.
Yeah.
But and good job of keeping that ball away from Xavier Brooks. You don't want him getting extra touches with open field. So excellent directional punting. 4:06 to go in the second quarter here. Arvin's got the ball at their own 18-yard line.
Arvin will take over on offense. 1st and 10.
So Coach Riley and his staff looking to put together a drive here to punctuate this first half. They quickly go over to their man, Xavier Brooks. Brooks dodges one tackle, goes down about the 29-yard line. It'll be another first down, and he's got some big numbers already, Coach, tonight.
Yeah, and I really like his football instincts. What he did there, he ran the hitch route, and then he came back to the football instead of just waiting on the ball to get to him. Came back to it, and then puts his foot in the ground and gets extra yards.
3:40 and counting. Rosales. And they hand it to Reynoso. Reynoso following his blocks, quickly deciding he's going to get out of bounds and stop the clock. And he does. 3:27 remaining. Boy, he runs nice and smooth, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And Arvin Gonzalez back in the game there after limping off the field earlier, making a key block. So nice to see that he's back for the Arvin Bears.
Went out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Gain of 11 yards on the play. 1st and 10. Ball at the Arvin 40.
Reynoso again. Oh, he finds the seam, cuts back up against the grain. Look out. Can he get free? Keeps breaking tackles, and he finally steps out of bounds wisely at the 33-yard line. So he's quick, he's strong, he's tough, and he's smart. Gets out of bounds.
Yeah, and we're seeing some huge holes there by the Arvin offensive line where the running back doesn't have to break any tackles. 10 yards free, and then you got to do a little work. So great job. Hats off to the Arvin Bears up front.
Stop the clock, as we mentioned. 1st and 10 from Foothill 35. The Bears look like they're going to get back on the board again. They give it to Sarabia, the big fella. He powers his way to the 20-yard line, and that's a 15-yard run on 1st down. So now the Bears starting to have their way.
Well, and we've mentioned it several times now. The balance of this they have so many weapons that you can't overplay one or they exploit it. And Riley's got great vision of what's going on in the field and knows how to exploit a defense. .249 on the clock here, so plenty of time.
Rosales. This time it's Lopez. We talked about his speed and his agility. Makes one cut, gets up inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8. So the Arvin Bears, I want to be careful with my wording here, but they're starting to look like they're in control here. There's a whole half of football, but boy, they're really starting to dictate, if you will, what's going on out there.
Well, they're controlling the line of scrimmage, and that's the key. No matter because it's very tough to call plays when you're not controlling the line of scrimmage, and it's awful fun to call them when your linemen are dominating.
Rosales tried to get free, and he gets caught. Oh, what a great play that was by Anthony Perez. So Perez read that perfectly and made the quarterback pay.
Yeah, and I'm talking about big, strong, tough guys. Anthony Perez, 225 bench, 335 squat, 215 power clean. So he is up there in the charts.
Quarterback brought down at the 15-yard line. Also 6 yards on the play. 2nd and goal.
Second and goal from the 15. Rosales, this time they give it to Reynoso. Reynoso battles his way, but finally enough Trojans get in there to help out Isaiah Hernandez. Hernandez got him at the ankles and said, look, I can only hold on to him so long, and the Trojans got there.
Yeah, and this Trojan defense, we've seen them fly into the football. They got a couple big defensive linemen in there, but they're somewhat undersized, but they make up for that with quickness and intensity to the ball that it's a lot of fun to watch.
Well, Coach, it's 3rd and goal from the 15, and we're under a minute now, so decision time here. Looking for Brooks, throws it, finds his man, and it's not. Oh, what a snag by David Lopez. Touchdown, Arvin Bears. And Brooks was the decoy. He ran out and got out of the way. And how about David Lopez, the great touchdown grab?
That was a really impressive catch coming over the middle there, extending the body up to every inch of his vertical that he's got.
I'll tell you what, I was talking to his mom pregame. You were within earshot of it, and I said, your son's so polite. He came up and said hello to me today in the huddle. Hello, Mr. Palm, and he said who he was and who his mom was, and I said he was just so polite and so kind, and she said, he better be. Both his parents are Marines, so
that'll do it.
Touchdown, Arvin. David Lopez, great grab, got up there, and you talk about this really deep briefcase they have with all the tools in there, Coach. All of a sudden, you go from
Foothill 8, Arvin.
I think Freddie Freeman had just hit a grand slam, won the World Series in the bottom of the 10th for the Dodgers.
You got to be kidding me. Oh, that's right. There's another game going on tonight. I thought this was it right here. So Freddie Freeman smacked a Grandy? Wow. Wow.
Well, they intentionally walked Betts to load the bases. Exciting times. It's a wonderful time of the year, isn't it?
So Lopez with a snag at the goal line. And they had to get in because it was 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and that kind of blows this game wide open there.
Yeah, it sure does. They're up 20 now. Under a minute to go, so Foothill, let's see what they can try to muster up here. Oh, big hit. It was Andrew Trevino. So they'll have one play. I don't know if Coach Wadle will hit a knee or try to see if something can happen.
Really good coverage that time by the Arvin Bears, who had struggled earlier in the game with it. When we're running down on kickoffs, we always say we want to be a net. You catch more fish with a net than you do with a spear. The net, there's nowhere to go, nowhere to get around it. And that was a good example of catching him in the net, as they had 3 guys there all corralling the runner.
That's the salient wisdom of head coach Rich Cornford. We haven't even talked about his resume yet because there's been some football going on. We might have some time in the second half. 1st and 10. Trying to stretch it out here. I don't know that he'll get out of bounds.
Wow.
He doesn't. It was caught by Luis Correa, but I think that may wrap it up here.
Yeah, great hustle by Adrian Sarabia from his linebacker position to make sure that was just to gain 2 yards. Very impressive ball player.
2nd and 8.
Looks like Foothill may get one more playoff here.
They're going to have to hustle.
5 seconds left in the half.
3, 2, 1, they do. So nice, good run there to end the half, but it is 28-8. We will step away and come back and join you in the 3rd quarter. Right now, Arvin in full control here. Senior night out in God's country on the Kern High Network. Back after this, start the 3rd quarter.
Take cash, direct deposit, or check. I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation? I'm also open to a salary position. Hey! You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Take cash, direct deposit, or check. I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation? I'm also open to a salary position. Hey! You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you.
Okay, third quarter action. Arvin on top, 28-8. What can Foothill put together as they will take possession to start the third quarter off?
Well, this is where Foothill's been the most dangerous. They ran, after Arvin scored on their first possession, Foothill ran the preceding kickoff back for a touchdown. And they're going to need something similar to get them back in this game, because at the end of the half there, Arvin had all the momentum.
Here we go. Third quarter underway. Returnable, taken at the 16-yard line. Looking for some room. Nice job. He gets up to the 40-yard line, so that's a good return there by Luis Correa. Nice job, Luis.
Just a sophomore, Correa there. So again, these teams both have very bright futures. And we were trying to figure out at halftime when the last time Arvin won a league championship was, and it's been a while. So if anybody has that answer, we'd love to know.
To my sources out there, if you know. So they've gone back to their bread and butter, coach, and I think that's a good sign.
Back to the double wing, but the bad part of it is they ran that right into the heart of the defense there with Xavier Reynoso. You know, they might need to run that the other way, because he's a good ball player. and he just chased it down from behind. So I guess you can't run it the other way. Reynoso, again, we've seen his presence as a pass rusher, as a run stopper here. You know, on both sides of the ball, running the ball as well. He's having a heck of a game, and one of those guys, if he continues to play like this, up for player of the game.
Hurry up offense. 3rd and 7. And flag thrown by the White Hat himself. And it'll be a false start by the Trojans. They're trying to hurry it up, trying to get going quickly.
Now they're going to bring the punt unit on. Punting into a slight breeze.
Well, I don't think the Bears declined it, so it's going to be 3rd and 12. 3rd and 13, I guess, Coach.
They're just changing personnel there, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because the play was never allowed to start.
Got it. So now you have Ramirez in the shotgun, standing at the 31-yard line. Bears rush 3 only. Ramirez has time, floats one out, and runs out of time, runs out of space, and his intended receiver out there, Cash McAfee, ran over the down marker.
And I think Cash is going to ask him to drop that marker a little sooner next time.
He ran right through it, bent it, look at it. He bent it.
All right, so now it's 4th down. Punt team out, and again, did a good job in the first half of kicking the ball away from Xavier Brooks, and I want to think that you want to continue that trend.
4th and 12.
Brooks standing at the 30. They're coming after it. Oh, they almost get it. Another nice punt. Brooks takes a look, makes one move there. Now he's looking to get to the outside. Very speedy. Xavier Brooks looking to cut up field, and he gets shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Boy, he was trying to hunt down that goal line, but wisely, just kind of went out of bounds, didn't take any big hits.
But just flipped the field right there. You know, when again, Arvin controlling the momentum here and looking to put this thing away early into the 3rd quarter.
25-yard line. Arvin will take over on offense.
And again, against this Arvin offense, you have to be so fundamentally sound on defense. And we've seen Foothill fly to the ball real well and make some plays, but boy, Arvin just seems to have an answer for whatever you're doing.
They stay on the ground with it, and it's going to be Gonzalez.
Number 21, Arvin Gonzalez. Number 61.
No sound?
Stevenson making the stop. Ball down to the 22-yard
Check,
line.
1, 2, okay.
2nd and 8. Got it. There you are, Julian.
2nd and 7.
And it's a hard count, and of all things, it's going to be against the Trojans. So an encroachment call is going to make it 2nd and 2 now. Interesting thing about that is, even though it seems to be in hand for Arvin, still Rosales is still working it, still doing the hard count, still getting prepped for the next series, the next play. And a big cut by Reynoso, and now Reynoso jogs into the end zone. Touchdown, Arvin Bears, and the Bears are putting it on him.
And again, kudos to that Bears offensive line, because there are some pretty big holes in there when they're running right at the Foothill Trojans.
And the cheerleaders got to go. They said, hey, we scored, get over there.
They're moving out pretty quick.
They were doing acrobats and flips and tossing their colleagues up in the air, and the head of the cheer team, Melanie Ruben Garcia, said, hey, we scored, go. The PAT is up, and it's through, and it's 35-8. So the Arvin Bears stamping their name on this senior night on Frank Barley Field. And A lot of football left. 9.5 left here in the third quarter, but conventional wisdom would tell me that now, behind closed doors, they start setting their sights next week on Miramonte. A lot of football tonight, no doubt about it, but seem to be playing with a lot of control tonight. So next week sets up a big one, Coach.
Yeah, it does. And I know Miramonte was hoping that this would be the result so that they would have a chance to compete for a league title. They've never won one. Talking with Christian Johnson over there yesterday. So don't want to get ahead of ourselves here now, but
I hear you.
One of the things with Foothill and that double wing is it's not conducive to coming back because you're used to playing at a slow pace. Though Foothill does have, we've seen them in the shotgun spread, so I imagine they'll give that a go for one more series here and hope to get a good return here and a quick score and maybe have a chance.
I tried to preface it with there's a lot of football left. And one of my sources tells me he believes that 2006 was Arvin's last league championship when they went 5-0. So it's been a while. Ball taken at the 14-yard line. And can he get around the corner? If he could, he's got some space. Tried to go backwards, and the Arvin Bear that was on the turf actually ended up making the play, and that's Xavier Brooks. He slipped and fell down, so when Trevino tried to backtrack and do a Marcus Allen on everybody, guess who stuck their arm up there and got the tackle? Xavier Brooks. Nice. Okay, can Foothill put something together here, Coach? We'll see.
Yeah, do they go standard or they go spread? I'm anxious to see what Coach Whittle has in store here. Again, he's done a great job with the program. They're 4-4 this year. They're in the spread.
Ramirez hands the ball off. Right back up in the middle of the field, right between the hash marks. A gain of, I believe it looks like even 5, so that's a good start.
That is a good start. And see that Foothill offensive line firing off there, making some really good blocks.
Today in the huddle, we had the Arvin High ROTC push-up crew there. We had the cheer team there. We had the ASB president there with the Folklorico, Mi Cultura, the Mariachi, Los Osos, Crimson Bear Brigade. What a show today we had. Right in the quad at Arvin High. 2nd and 5. Ramirez gets hauled down from behind at the 31-yard line. So nice effort, good play out there, nice tackle. And he stopped what was going to be a first down.
There are a couple football players for Arvin who I don't have numbers for.
I don't have jersey 8, do you?
Yeah, I do not either.
We'll see if the PA announcer does.
So a heck of a good play there, running him down. Wish we could mention his name.
3rd and 2 for the Trojans. Under 8 to go in the third quarter. In motion, Correa. Can Ramirez get outside? He makes one cut. He gets up, and it's awfully close, and it looks like he got the first down, and they're going to move the chains. He got it. Strong, tough run for Ismael Ramirez to decide, you know what, I've got it on my own. Let's go.
Yeah, big first down here for the Foothill Trojans. They haven't had too many tonight. They've been hit with penalties and some negative plays.
The white hat having a word with Reynoso for a moment. He actually blew his whistle a few times to have a quick chat with Xavier. It's Valley champion Steven Yaksich having a word with him. I believe it was the class of 1990 that Yak was a Valley champion here with the great freight train Hernan Santiago.
Oh, wow.
Under 7. Martin in motion. They want to go to Martin. They toss it out to Martin, and he just doesn't haul it in, and then he has to suffer a huge hit from Reynoso. So Martin had a nice route, nice looking toss, just couldn't haul it in.
Boy, Xavier Reynoso appears to be everywhere. You run the ball, he chases it down. If you run away from him, he stuffs it if you run it at him. We've seen him in coverage. We've seen him rush the quarterback. We've seen him score touchdowns. He could play for any school in town here, that's for sure.
2nd and 10. Keeper. And Ramirez thrown down hard. I don't know if that was a keeper or he missed his handoff.
Yeah, I think the running back and the quarterback were on different pages there. Uh-oh.
And the flag flies, and the White Hats heard enough.
Penalty marker on the field.
He gave that a good toss.
And it's
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bears. So I don't know that it was Reynoso, as he's the captain of the defense, so the White Hat went to speak with him. But they're not going to put up with it.
Yeah, and they shouldn't put up with it, so that's good job. Keep things under control here. Play with your pads, not with your mouth.
6:33 remaining in the third quarter. A lot of football left here. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, last thing you want to do if you're Arvin right now is give Foothill a glimmer of hope.
48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Big contact after another 5-yard run by Ramirez.
But a good positive play for Foothill. Good drive for them right now. They continue to move the ball down the field.
Some other games going on tonight.
Ball down to the 43-yard line.
Well, and we had some last night. We'll talk about those as well.
5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
Second and 5. Ariano's in the backfield with Ramirez. Ramirez drops back. In trouble. Look out. And he goes, fumble. Ball's on the ground. It might get picked up. And it is recovered by who else? Xavier Reynoso. We just talked about him. He's all over the place.
Recovered by Arvin.
And the ball is coughed up. And it looks like one of the Trojans is down momentarily, and he gets back up.
Xavier Reynoso recovered
Good to see Jesus Moreno up. He is not walking cleanly, but he's up. And now the Bears, 1st and 10 from the Foothill 38-yard line. Some other games going on, Coach. Kern Valley at Bishop. Both teams 3-0 tonight. Who do you like there?
Oof. Well, the Kern Valley Broncs have been playing pretty good football. My former quarterback, Evan Moore, is on the coaching staff over there, and he's excited about that program. Miramonte, this is Del Oro's homecoming. Miramonte at Del Oro. First homecoming that Del Oro's had.
How about this? Golden Valley at Tehachapi. Ooh, it's a nice one tonight. That's a nice one. 1st and 10. Congested in the backfield. Somehow he breaks it. Gonzalez. And wow, picks up a long 8-yard run after it looked like he was just completely stopped in the backfield.
Made something out of nothing there. Great job of keeping the legs driving and spinning off of the contact.
South at North. You can throw the record books out for that one.
Civil War in the old days. I guess
the
they
old
don't call it
days.
anymore.
Yeah, right. Well, they're still the Stars, but it's now the Spartans. So 2nd and 3. Ball's at the Foothill 30-yard line. Rosales wants to keep throwing. fires it up to this near corner. It's tossed at a touchdown. Xavier Brooks hauls it in, a long bomb touchdown. In the air, it was 42 yards.
Excellent ball skills right there. 50-50 ball, but when you throw it to a kid like that, it's about an 80-20.
Touchdown, Bears.
Get a 31 yards on the play. Touchdown, Arvin.
This Arvin Bears team is looking very impressive. And again, this is a young football team.
Yep. Last week at Golden Valley, when I went down to interview Robert Riley, the head coach of the Bears, after the win for the network, so one of the things he talked about, it's exciting times now because, you know, we have another year with Andrew and Xavier and Aaron Lopez. There's a lot of juniors and some sophomores even on this team, so he looks forward to it. So now, 42-8, Arvin all over Foothill. So Foothill's going to have to dig deep and muster up some intestinal fortitude, Coach, to stay in this thing.
Yeah, it does get tough on you psychologically when you have to keep running your kickoff return team out there.
A lot of time left here.
Yeah, Arvin has been able to put up points in a hurry, and really every aspect, every facet of their game has worked well tonight.
This ball is hammered, taken at the 12-yard line. And nice job, really good pursuit there by the Bears. A couple of good tackles out there, and one of them was Gil Isidro. Nice tackle there by Gil, jersey 17. We got down there very quickly. So with 4:33 left in the third, a lot of time left, but if Foothill doesn't get it rolling and they give the ball back to Arvin, Arvin's going to put some more points up on this board.
And Foothill's going to go into the spread, which they have seen some success from this, but not very consistent.
Ramirez wants to throw, can't. He's wrapped up and thrown down. And nice play by Eric Martinez, again, a junior.
Eric's all fired up there, the big-time sack.
He sure is.
Eric Martinez making the stop. Quarterback brought down at the 20-yard line.
Arvin shuffling a few players in, getting them some playing time.
Yeah, I think
always,
so.
Always good to see.
I saw that as well, Coach.
And you know these kids, a lot of them don't get much playing time. So when they get a chance to do it, you know, you work so hard. Everybody on the roster, reward them with that. So I'd like to see that.
It's caught out there by Derek Sanchez. Sanchez wrapped up and thrown down at the 31-yard line. Flags on the play, though.
Multiple flags out there.
Holding against the Trojans.
It's going to back them up even further. This is where you just love to turn it loose if you're on defense.
Coach, next week you and I will be at Centennial for the regular season finale. The Golden Hawks will be hosting the Frontier Titans, who last night really put it on Highland. It was a surprising score. We saw that score was 49-0, something like 42. It was a high number, and it was. I'm not surprised they won, but boy, it's a big number against a Highland squad. So, Frontier at Centennial. Of course, Centennial without Jet Santiago, but with the great Richie Starrett, we'll see what they can muster up for our final game in the regular season Ramirez in trouble now, and he's going to be thrown down at the 5-yard line. So the defense, as you said, Coach, just putting their ears back and saying, here we come.
Yeah, you're able to pin your ears back and get after them against a team that really isn't used to pass setting with that double wing offense. So a double whammy there. Yeah, you know, in my career we had several battles there with Centennial and the Cody Kessler era. We beat him his junior year in what was a battle. Boy, in his senior year, wasn't sure how much talent they had, but boy, howdy, did they boat race us. that Kessler cat was pretty darn good, man, and he made everybody better.
3rd and 26. Coach Cornford, longtime iconic coach for many great programs here in Kern County, Ridgeview, West, Frontier, Del Oro. He started the program, and they're in trouble here. Look out. Oh, he gets out of the end zone, or it would have been a safety.
Now, might be one of those out of the frying pan into the fire, because you got a
punt now.
Ball to Xavier Brooks, who took the last one back about 50 yards. So, yeah, this is a 4th and long, to say the least. Putting my math skills to test. I think it's about, well, the first down marker's at the 38, and the ball's at the 3, so 4th and 35.
You did it, Coach. You did it.
Put that Lompoc High education to the test.
Hey, this is where I started my education in Arvin. I got to be careful. Okay, 127 and counting. The punter deep in his own end zone. There's a snap. That was a good one. High punt, but it's going to take a sideways bounce, of course. So it'll be 1st and 10. And now here comes a late flag here.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you a little bit of a funny story. When I was coaching freshman football at Ridgeview, we were punting out of our own end zone. And our punter did a little bit of a shank, and it hit at the 5-yard line, and it rolled backwards into the end zone.
No.
So they had a 0-yard punt return for a touchdown when they fell on it. That was one of the lowlights of my coaching career.
Last week we had the Bakersfield College Athletics Hall of Fame inductions, and Dr. Baker, the 46 years of being the team doctor at Bakersfield College, was inducted, and he was talking about his foray into Bakersfield College, and because he was a major star at Foothill High School as a linebacker. He played a lot of positions. When we got to BC, Coach Collis said, "You're not playing linebacker, too small. We got a bunch of guys." So we figured that, hey, I can become a deep snapper, and I'm going to make my way on the team. Well, he even told his own story about he didn't have a real successful time at deep snapping at Foothill. And then we edited in a take from Coach Dameron that said, as our deep snapper one time, he got the ball caught on the lines, and he had a deep snap record of 3 feet or something like that. It was hilarious. So sometimes the punt game and the special teams takes their lumps. 1st and 10, the personal foul was on the Bears. Sarabia, he's held up. So guys are still kind of getting at it. Oh, and the white hat now is throwing them everywhere. Flags coming everywhere.
Yeah, if you're Arvin, you're with the win tonight, they clinch a share of the league title. Obviously, it's not one of those instances when you want to share. They want to win it outright next week. You want to make sure that you don't lose a guy to throwing a punch or something in one of these situations, because they would have to sit for a few weeks if that was the case. But Arvin, a team that's overcome quite a few injuries, like we said, the very young team, but they are getting better and better every week. Going into a double tight look themselves here, looking to just grind clock.
Another flag, and that's going to be a graze of a face mask. It wasn't malicious or a really ill-intended one, but he got him. You can see his next snap back on the run.
if you watch the Rams and Vikings game last night, they might have missed a call there, huh? Almost ripped Sam Darnold's head off. But as I officiated one year after I was done playing in college, and you can only see what you see. If you don't see it, you can't call it. And sometimes you're looking at some other direction. Though usually, with as much as they protect quarterbacks these days, it was amazing that they didn't get that one. But these officials do a great job.
First and goal, ball at the 6.
Nice
How about it?
tackle in the
How about
backfield.
it? That
That's
looks
the way to
good.
Keep playing hard.
I love to see it.
Score doesn't matter.
And off number 24, Adrian Sarabia.
So that'll do it for the third quarter. We'll go into the fourth. Unless they can get a playoff, I don't think they're going to get it off. They might.
Loss of 3 yards on the play.
I shouldn't have spoken so quickly. 13, 12, 11, 10. So they are going to get this playoff. It's the Wildcat, but it's a fumble. So we will go into the fourth quarter, and another flag flies at the end of the play. We'll take a break. We'll come back and see what this one is. 42-8, Arvin all over Foothill here on the Kern High Network.
Take cash, direct deposit, or check. I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation? I'm also open to a salary position. Hey! You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you.
Vince Palm and longtime coach of the Kern High School District, Rich Cornford. Tonight's game will be replayed.
Okay, here we go. It is
The Kern High Network Archive section of the website Kern High.
third and goal from the 26, and they just might get it. No, they do. How about it? Gonzalez.
Nice downhill running by Arvin.
Oh, third and goal from the 26, and on the first play of the fourth quarter,
Number 21, Avery Gonzalez.
it is now 48-8.
Get it 26 yards on
Means
the
we'll be
play.
getting a running clock here.
And that's what the White Hat is telling him right now. It will be running clock from here on out.
Boy, if you'd have said that in that first quarter when we had a pretty even ball game, it would have been a bit of a surprise.
Okay, here comes Christopher Parra with the PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up and it's through, and 49-8. Coach, we can start our discussion on Kern High Network Player of the Game now, as it's in running clock and it's a 41-point lead. If we run down the list of some of these Arvin Bears tonight, let's talk it out for a few minutes.
Well, yeah, there's about 5 or 6 guys that are legitimate candidates for it. Xavier Reynoso has done a little bit of everything. He's scored touchdowns, he's got sacks, he's recovered fumbles. Xavier Brooks is Xavier Brooks. You know, he makes big plays, has a touchdown catch there on a 50-50 ball. Andrew Rosales has run the show for him, you know, just perfectly tonight. Protecting the football, just being the general for the game. Sarabia has been a beast on both sides of the ball, you know, both running it and his linebacker spot. And then you just saw Arvin Gonzalez, again, he does the dirty work, and that was a heck of a run there. So, you know, one of those guys, and you can't go wrong. Not to mention how good, you know, Noah Tolentino is doing on the offensive line.
Ball taken at the 13-yard line. A big hit, still on his feet. Hey, what a nice run this is. What a beauty. That looks nice, and that is Luis Correa.
Yeah, you love to see that kind of effort. Again, Luis is just a sophomore. This is a young Foothill team. But, you know, that he's not going to slow down regardless that you know, the game is out of hand right now. Love that effort.
So next week, our In the Huddle, our final In the Huddle of the regular season will be on campus during the lunch break at Centennial High School, and then the game of the week, Frontier at Centennial. Wow, Coach Bandy, Coach Starrett.
Two good guys right there.
That'll be a nice one right there. You and I will be on the call for that, Coach. Going back into the double wing. Quick pitch to the near side here. And boy, there it is. There's that 12 yards right out of the gate, Coach. And that time it was Josh Slicker with the carry.
Yeah, Michael Nunley, a sophomore offensive lineman. Great job blocking on that play for Foothills. They got a great push up front there. So Foothills center, Jesse Diaz, 5'5", 160. Bench presses 250 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And obviously he built with some low pad level over there, but overachiever. Foothills going into no huddle with the double wing attack.
Yeah,
here.
why not? Running clock, try to get something in here.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. You see that?
Yeah, that block by the fullback.
Oh,
that's
man.
how you kick out.
Well, Raimundo Ariano, wow.
And this is, you know, what you're looking for as a coach when you're trying to build your program is what character do your guys have when the chips are down? You know, hey, when you're up and everything's going hunky-dory.
You're right.
It's one thing. But when you're down and you still got kids playing this hard, it's impressive.
And here they go again, another first down. So Coach Riley bringing in a bigger package here up front.
Yeah, I like Arvin's playing a lot of guys right now, giving them some playing time. They got some big boys up front there. But yeah, this double wing, they're going to look to just punch.
Oh, it's a good strong run up to the 9-yard line, so it should be first and goal, or are they going to say the 11? So going to be
number 6, Ismael Ramirez, the ball carrier.
2nd and 2 maybe? Okay.
Second and 2.
Ramirez behind center again. And, a nice stiff arm and a real good strong run to your point, Coach.
Yeah.
There's some players out there that are still getting after it.
Yeah, we had talked about him lead blocking earlier, and we watched him run the ball here. Never die easy. That was Walter Payton's motto.
First and goal, ball at the 4.
Officials timeout.
They having somebody come out. There's some kind of equipment issue.
Not quite sure. Oh, we have a player down over here. Sorry about that, everybody. We didn't see him. It was Santana Uguez. He's down over here.
I think he'd gone out the back of the end zone.
Oh, he was banged up. And so he was down by the pylons on the goal line. And he was completely blocked out of my vision. I didn't even see it. So the officials are like, look, we've got to make a decision here. We need to get this young student athlete off the field.
First and goal.
So the Trojans, can they get in? The Bears don't want to see it happen.
Just short.
You know, whoever's in there for the Bears, they've been told by their first-string dudes, hey, man, don't let it happen. Boy, the Bears are big. They've got size no matter who they have in there. They've got some size. Trojans, do they get in? They do. Touchdown, Foothill.
Touchdown.
Good job with low pad levels by the Foothill Trojans there, punching that in.
Nice to see. Trojans still getting after it.
They went for 2 last time after a penalty, so this first chance that we get to watch them kick here. Made a key field goal last week against Del Oro to win 17-14.
Well, and for the Arvin high kicker, Parra, he's got his own story, and he's really started to come through for these Bears. That kick is up, and that is good. It looks good.
It's good.
49-15.
Number 62, Rodell De La Rosa with a point after.
So Coach Cornford and I have made a decision for our Kern High Network Player of the Game. And Julian, I hope you have a quadruple extra large shirt because the Player of the Game tonight, and there were so many options. I mean, you talk about Brooks, Rosales, Reynoso, the other Gonzalez, Sarabia. There's all kinds of options out there. But this team's success wouldn't exist without that offensive line and what they can do and how they can protect their quarterback in Rosales and give him the time he needs. They open up the gaps and the seams for Sarabia. And at the center of it is the young man we had on in the huddle today, and he's the strongest player on the team, and he's jersey 60. Noah Tolentino is the Kern High Network Player of the Game. Big hit there, a couple of big pops. So, Coach, I like that pick because sooner or later you've got to give love to the guys that are in the trenches. You have to.
Yes, you do. And we talked about, a variety of different running backs having success. Well, that doesn't happen if you're not controlling the line of scrimmage. And like you said, the leader on this team up front is Noah Tolentino. He's the leader on campus. He's the leader in the weight room. He's a multi-sport athlete. So, great pick there. And congratulations to Noah.
Arvin will take over on offense. 1st and 10, ball at their own 24.
And I do hope we have an extra large shirt for him.
It better be a big one, Doc.
I know I got one with X on it.
Our director, Julian Wilson, thank you for being out here early, prepped, as always, buddy. As always, thank you. Under 2 to go here. And Arvin Guy still playing.
Noah right there.
The player of the game still going hard at the end. Oh, I thought, he's going to get a call on him. He did not. He's still going hard. So you got your senior leader out there right in the middle of it all, making sure his quarterback and everybody else stays safe.
Yeah, he was awarded the Jockey Club this week as well. So a good week for Noah. And that Jockey Club is an excellent organization.
Sure is.
That honors high school student athletes, and
Second and 8.
each of my kids was honored through it, and it's a
Excellent.
pretty special deal as a dad, and then
Of course.
going there with athletes.
I am going to be the last speaker of the year in May. Valenti got a hold of me, and I said, I can do it. Give me some dates. And he gave me the furthest one out. I go, I'll take it. I'll take it. So, Coach, thank you for being with us tonight. I look forward to another call next Friday night, Frontier at Centennial. Thank you. Your final thoughts on this game before we let you go.
Well, again, it's a lot of fun to watch a Robert Riley offense, and this one was clicking on all cylinders. Arvin's got a really good football team, and the fact that they're young, I think that we can see some serious playoff movement by them.
Probably the last play of the evening, and it's Sarabia running over guys, and boy, he had a great night as well. And that's going to do it. The Bears 49, Foothill 15. Big win for the Arvin Bears. Sets up a classic next Friday night. Coach, thank you for your time. Julian, thank you as well as always. And everybody, on behalf of everybody at Arvin High School, thank you so much. It's a big win for the Arvin Bears, and we want to thank the principal, Gabriel Ramirez, the AP of Instruction, Hilly Hawkins, the AP of Administration, Ed Grimares, the Dean, Francisco Cervantes, another Dean, Felipe Arocha, the Athletic Director, our good friend, Chris Carlos, and everyone. Thank you to Activities Director, Laura Liara. Thank you to everyone at the Kern High School District. That's a wrap. Arvin wins it. Have a great weekend. Good night. God bless.